I met this kid named Carlito, third grade, and it was one of these kids that if God had come down and said, "Here's the coolest third grader you'll ever meet," that was Carlito. I met him in third grade, and it was funny. We hit it right off the bat. The teacher had asked me, who would show Carlito, around the school. I was in third grade. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And Carlito always appreciated the fact that I raised my hand. So I showed him the lunchroom, and everything. And after lunch, we went outside, and I thought he was going to need some partners to hang out with, right? He got outside, man. The kids just ran after him, man. The older kids, because his father, I found out later, ran the Little League team, right? So his father ran the Little League team. And so he was popular already, man. Third grade kid was like, and so as the years went on, it's like his coolness just grew. You know what I mean? I mean, you had to see him. It was like by 8th grade, all the girls wanted to be with him, all the guys wanted to be him, And we went to high school together, and it was really cool, man, because we decided to share lockers in the first year, right? And it's like his coolness carried over. You know what I mean? The guy would put on clothes and he just fit right. His hair was feathered perfectly. You know what I mean? The whole bit. And, during that time, I always say that, I met my first true love, right? In high school, her name was Angelina Santiago. And, and everybody else goes, "Oh, that's so sweet." And I go, "Man, Carlito got her," and so, which is true. And so and then Carlito started getting into things, By his second year, man, he was selling weed out of our locker. And, if you know my mother, and you know the chancleta, it was time to separate. And so by third year, he had gotten his girlfriend pregnant, a different girlfriend pregnant, and he never made it to the fourth year, just dropped out somewhere between third and fourth year. And I didn't see much of him afterwards. But I remember after graduation, I remember one summer day, it was close to the time I had just gotten up a job in my first job, the Honeywell job in Minnesota. And I saw him. I went down by Lake Michigan with a couple of friends, and I ran into him, and he seemed to be doing okay. You can never judge, And that was the last time I saw him. And so I moved up to Minnesota, and a few years later, I remember out of nowhere, it was like a February morning or something, cold as hell in Minnesota. And my brother calls me up, he says, Carlito's dead. And I remember walking outside. I mean, I still remember the day. I walked outside. It was cold. It was snowing. It had snowed outside. It was cold. I had a T-shirt on, and I just, couldn't feel anything. And I remember that, I wasn't sad. It was like I was mad. And I didn't understand why I was mad till, sometime afterwards. And this is the reason I was mad. From third grade on, I'd always idolized Carlito. I always wanted to be Carlito. It's like I put him on this pedestal. I always compared myself to Carlito, and I always found myself wanting. You know what I mean? I was never good enough. And that was the day that I accepted the fact that I will never idolize another person again. Because when we do that, what do we do to ourselves? We undermine ourselves, don't we? I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too short, I'm too tall. And in the end, it doesn't matter who we are, as far as our weight, height, the whole bit. And so I've learned that from that day on, I will never compare myself to somebody else. And I suggest to you guys, and I always tell this to the audience, stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop trying to be somebody else that you're not. You are who you are. You're perfectly imperfect. Just accept that as being a fact. And I think people relate to that because I think everybody in the audience has a Carlito in their life that go, yeah, I know somebody just like that. What's the name again, man?
Juan de Massachusetts.
Gracias. Hermano, ¿cómo estás? ¿La primera vez?
No, tercera vez que te vemos. Nosotros te vimos en Northeastern.
3 years straight, man.
This guy's the man.
There you go. See, I like him already, man. Thank you, man. Cuídese.
How you doing?
Good, I remember you again. Same here, man. Thanks for having me.
Charles? Victor.
Charles, pleasure to meet you, man.
My pleasure. He's a motivational speaker for this evening. You can't miss this. You cannot miss this presentation.
You don't have to be here.
Well, I'd be darned. I just don't have to.
You don't have to be here, okay?
Is it okay if I sit in the middle?
You do whatever you want.
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you.
Shayla, this is what I do.
What do you do?
What I do is I come out now, and I don't want you to be surprised. That's why I come out, you introduce me. Give me a very okay introduction, not great, okay? Mediocre. And then what I do is I reject the ovation. And then I say,
you start your own
and then I said, no, I'm going to go back off stage. Shayla's going to do it one more time. And this time when I come out, I've come all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. I need a bigger round of applause.
Okay.
So you reintroduce me again.
Okay.
We have fun with them.
Okay.
Nervousness is now down to 4%. Come on, man, if you're a speaker, if you're a real speaker, you feed off of this stuff, man. It doesn't intimidate you, man. It's like a drug, right to the vein. Adrenaline. I think the worst part is waiting about an hour and a half before we get started, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be, wow. It's now T-minus about 10 minutes. The crowd is hostile. Scan over and look at them. Nobody's paying attention. Check this out. Now, when a crowd like this is not paying attention, this is not good for a motivational speaker. They're hungry. It's already 9:05. These are college students who are saying, look, we've eaten. I'm away from home. It's time to go party. You know I'm not the most popular guy. Why? Because I'm standing between them and a night on the town.
Please, let's welcome Victor Gonzalez.
Great. All right. Great, thank you very much. Wait a minute, do that again. Do that again. The clapping. Stop. I've just traveled to 10 different cities in 2 weeks. I've had 3 hours of sleep. I come up on stage, and that's what I get. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go back off stage, and we're gonna do it all over again. And when I come out, I need you to stand up. Clap like you mean it. I want you to shake the roof. Can you do that for me? Let's do it right. Can we do it right? Let's try it again. Wait a minute. I'll bring Shayla back. Shayla, come on back. Do your thing again.
I'm coming back.
Give him fire. Breathe.
All right. All right, guys, come on now.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you, sweetie. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, louder. I can't hear it. All right, that's my group. Oh, I felt that. Man, that felt good. Did you guys feel better? All right, man, I'm glad to be here. Let me just make sure I know who's in the house. Freshmen, yell. Freshmen. Sophomores. Wow, juniors. Show me love, seniors. That's a lot of love. That's a lot of love. I think everything comes down to the crowd, whether they'll react, and the stage. We lived off of food stamps, government cheese, powdered milk. We were poor, 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 poor. You know you're poor when you change the TV with a what? Pliers. You know you're poor when you use a what for an antenna? Hanger. Thank you for feeling my pain. All right? We were poor, folks. Today I live what is known as a very nice zero-debt life, which means I don't know anybody, anything, and I live a nice life. Could I ever have imagined this life? Absolutely not. But when I look back at all the different people in my life who came in and out, who helped me, this is why I do what I do. Because I want you to be successful. I want you to go out and make your money. Because I want you to build your own companies, rise to the top, do whatever you got to do. And here's the second reason I want you to be successful. Because then I want you to help somebody else build their company and rise to the what? The top. And I always remember the old adage, people remember the beginning and the end. Everything in between can fade away, but you got to have a good end. What is your thing?
It's your thing. It's something you enjoy doing so much that it doesn't even work. You enjoy doing it so much, you take great pride in your work. And when you do your thing, at the end of the day, you wind up with a what? MBA. And what does that stand for? Mega Bank Account. Right? So, we don't want to do a thing. We want to do our what? All right, now you're with me. Fingers back up. I pledge allegiance to my thing. Man, look at your thing. Let it know you care. To my thing. I will rise above doing what I love. I will make that dough. I like that part. Let's do it again. I will make that dough. Doing what I know. And those who laugh. And those who laugh. Can kiss my assets. Okay? You guys have been great. Thank you very much. God bless you. Make it happen. Thank you. You guys are great. Thank you very much. Come on, man. Did I rock that baby or what? Oh, man, it was awesome. So anyway, I'm done, baby. Anyway, that was me. I loved it. Damn, it was good.